So good afternoon, and I thank you all for coming here today. I am but a concerned mom, and I'm lucky that I have my child standing here with me today. Thank you. I want to tell you about my experience with the high-potency cannabis, our family's experience, our friends' experience, the community that we were involved in before it hit us like a semi-truck crossing the street. The damage I see that this caused our family, all the circles that we believe in as an advocate, as a social worker, the toll that I seen in my work that it took on the families walking in the community with the caseloads that I had, I could not understand, I could not believe that it was happening. I still never expected it to happen to my family. By the time my daughter was 17 years old, I hardly recognized her. She was once vibrant, beautiful, involved, couldn't wait to get busloads of people in, dances, missionary trips. She just had it all planned out. Once it became clear to me that her friends and the people that would start to introduce to her THC, potency, dabbing, flower, the various names that as a parent I had no book to go by, I began to understand I was up against something. I didn't have a book, I didn't understand, and I never expected it. She became distant, she isolated herself, and it was almost like she was under a spell of addiction. Seeing the change in her behavior with her friends, with her involvement, people saying that were her close friends saying that it was not like she was on THC, but it was like she was on another form, crack, other things, the way that it affected her life and her mind. She was smoking the THC concentrates. These products are not a flower. They don't grow out of the ground. Instead, they are lab-created drugs. Through much research, through much circles of families, parents that called crying, we rallied together as a community, not knowing how or what to do. We were never against the medicinal piece for the people that needed it, genuinely needed it. But the piece where they targeted us as parents. See, I'm a parent, and I had my daughter's best interest at heart. She had a thriving environment. But other people did not have her best interest at heart. They told her that it was a force for good, for the money that it was bringing in. We seen a different circle. The community changed. Parents got together and created our own support groups trying to figure out what to do. The lab-created drugs designed were so potent, we did not understand. By the time we sought treatment, my daughter's experiencing psychosis. After 5 stints of rehab, recovery, still paying off to this day, I'm proud to say that my daughter has been clean for a year. And I am so proud of her, and I am here waving the flag, and I'm tired of my children, my family. I'm a circle. You're all connected to me. I'm connected to you. Our children being used as sacrificial lambs in the wrong hands of the wrong people without any regulations, without any responsibility. The question that remains, however, is one that the bill seeks to address. Why is it so easy for underage children to obtain these drugs? Why are infants going to the emergency rooms? Why are floorboards being torn up and plants and butane with kids that don't have a high school diploma getting hurt? And what are we going to do about it to fix it? This bill contains provisions which make it more difficult for these potent drugs to be diverted into the gray market and sold to middle and high school students who are too young to legally obtain them. By reducing the daily purchase of the limit from the 28 grams to 8 grams, this bill will cut down on the ability of the gray market dealers to produce products in bulk and then resell them. Similarly, strengthening the seed to sale tracking system will cut off, finally, hopefully, praying, believing, the ability of dealers to circumvent the daily purchase limits by hopping from one dispensary to another. Has to be. Everything else has limits, regulations, protocols, falls throughs. We need this. We're not going to have a community. We're not going to have a future. Together, these provisions will lead to a decline in the amount of drugs diverted into the market and sold to our children, our youth, the ones we love. My story is only one of 1,000 today of similar stories in the state. Thousands of children are being sold this product, shared personally from my daughter. Peer pressure, it's like pushing the ocean back with a broom. Thousands of parents are watching in horror as their children descend in psychosis. Me being morally, I pray we get together. We are here today, we're moving, we're taking action. I have no ill feelings against anybody, but the ones that are not considering what's going on with the potency, the regulations, and the wave of destruction. I am thankful, in closing, every day that my daughter survived this ordeal. And my hope is that the passage of this bill will help many others survive as well. More than that, my hope is that the passage of this bill will save future families from having to endure the pain at all that we endured for 5 years. I never dropped my end of the rope. I never left her in the places, the things I've seen. You've only got a snapshot. I give my sincere thanks to the bill and the sponsors and the advocates. Oh my gosh, so many of you here today who made this happen. This work can save lives. And I'm waving the flag for our families. And I ask for you to do the same. Thank you.